Hi, welcome to our presentation about our project management plan, which we have done for the BIT242 IT project management as a group project. So our group project is about the public transportation top-up card system, which is equal to Victorian multi-card to Sri Lanka. So I'm going to introduce our team. First, you can see our resource manager, Thejana Perera, and our technical head, Akila Ranasinghe, product manager, Liang, and obviously project manager is me, Prabodhi. And our project sponsor is our lecturer, Yewe. So what is our project is about? Our intention is towards to make our life easier. So whenever we use our cash and card, it's so we are in a risk when we use all these stuff in a public transportation. I know all these countries, developed countries, are using a top-up card system for transportation. For example, it's for public transportation. In Victoria, we are using a monkey card, and each and every state have a different cards for their own way for top up things. So this is a critical problem within Sri Lanka because all of us using cash and not cards. We always have to make sure that we have enough sufficient money with me, even the coins and cash, which is not easy for the passengers as well as the drivers and bus conductors. So if we have a top-up card system, we don't have a bus conductor. We don't have a bus conductor. But in Sri Lanka, we got a separate bus conductor to collect cash, and it takes some time. People will not pay. People will pay. So our intention is towards to make everyone lives easier. So you can see our project outcomes. It means what is our objective, what is our goal. So our goal is to have a fair collection process. When there was a bus conductor, we always have to give them money, and he has to request, please give us money, and have to tell the distance that we are going. And it's not really realistic when it comes to the reality. So this top-up card system will improve that process, and also it's also reduce dependence on cash transactions. As I already mentioned, if we have a mobile phone, we can tap it, we can top up it. So it's really easy to go on with this modernized world. So we can use, of course, we can use digital payment methods, live tracking buses. That is a very good feature of this project because in Sri Lanka we don't have to track, and we always have to wait in the bus station when it's going to come. It's delaying. We don't have a track systems in there. This project is there, and we can get or we can track where the bus is, when it's going to come. So it's really efficient. So these are the business benefits. It's save in cost because the bus top-up card system will make sure that everyone is going to pay, and it will obviously increase the revenue of bus drivers and the companies that owns that buses in Sri Lanka. And efficiency, improved image and tourism. Of course, when a tourist person comes to Sri Lanka, and if they don't know about the system that ongoing on Sri Lanka, which is because they used to always have a top-up card with them. So it will get confused. By this project, it will get improved, and they have a good image on what's going on as the top-up card system. So the conditions, which is under acceptance criteria as here, reduction in cash transactions, improved schedule information, enhanced passenger satisfaction, financial efficiency, operational efficiency, and conductor. Yeah, this is what I have explained in our report as well. So obviously anyone can understand what are these conditions and what is there for. Let's move on. These are my assumptions and constraints with regarding to our project. Availability of stakeholders, positive public reception. So everyone will get a positive attitude towards this project, because for Sri Lankans, this will be a new thing, but they will understand how the world is going, how this modernized world is going, why we get stuck into um, our late uses or practices. We have to be improved technological wise, so it obviously will be a good or positive impact on them. So our constraints, we should get first our government approval for this, and latency infrastructure compatibility. So that's it. Scope management of the project management plan. Of course, we should have an scope management if we are going to do our project. So as you can see, upgrades or enhancement to the physical transportation infrastructure, road tracks, vehicle fleets. Yeah, these all are explained in our report very deeply and briefly, so I'm not going to now. So I make that WBS representation here. What are the steps of our project? How we can accomplish our project? So it is categorized under this, under design, development, testing, and implementation. You can see we have to find our stakeholders, who's going to invest on this project. How to do that? We have to gather all these information, we have to go through that, and we have to address those requirements, and we should target on the applications or the physical cards, and we have to get the training, we have to deploy it, we have to get a test runs. So all are categorized under the sections as you can see in here. So scope management, we already developed the like the structure in previous, and we should have a management. You can see my scope verification and scope control measures, how we gonna control these ones, how we gonna verify these steps. And quality plan, even though we plan something, we should maintain the quality of our planning, and we should constantly maintain the quality. That is really important. So that is basically explained under here. And that is for my part. So we move into the next parts of our report. Thank you.
My name is Akila Ranasinghe, and my student ID is S1545670. Inside this project, I'm going to talk about the schedule and time management. Let me share my screen. As you can see, we just created a table of our project for our project to show our project schedule. You can see there's the name and duration and start and finishing time. You can see there are a couple of tasks we did. The other thing is the expected length. Inside the expected length, you can see the date and start finishing time, duration, inside the duration, scheduled and remaining, inside the work, scheduled remaining, and cost milestones. Inside the milestones, we just created a table for that, like milestones and estimated time frame. Inside it, you can see initial presentation we created with 3rd October 3rd, and prototype A we created estimated time, and the prototype is set for the completed on November 9. Prototype B will be ready on 10th of November, and documentation, all the documentation regarding inside and outside of the app assembly finished on 28th November. Final project we just delivered on 12th December, and deploying the POP card is on January 1st, 2024. cost budget and procurement management. Inside the cost breakdown, the total cost predicted 170,000. Designing and development team, for the design and development team, we got 90,000, and backend development and testing for 30,000. Quality assurance for 15,000. Maintenance and 50,000. Project management for 20,000. Inside the budget, we got table named cost item and values. Inside the cost items, we got total budget, project budget for 170,000. The source of income. The following are the project primary resource revenue, including payment method and timing. Monthly payment of 30,000 by electronic transfer from the project sponsor. Final payment for 40,000 will be given following satisfactory project completion within 30 days of project signing off. Actually, our resource manager, Thejana Perera, will hold the full authority for expenditures, and it is the responsibility for providing approval for all costs related to the project. Procurement method and contract and the contract. Inside the procurement method and the contractors, this one related to top-up card implementation in Sri Lanka as follows. As you can see, the contract with the design and development team, contract with the back development and testing, contact with the quality assurance for team, contact with the maintenance team for their services, and contact with the project management as well. So that's it for my part. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Thejana Perera and my student ID is 1508088. So this is the presentation for the subject project management, assignment number 3. Let's get started now. Let me share my screen. All right, so human resource management. Here are human resources information. So it is an essential component of the project to define the contribution of each member of the team, likewise. So here we can see Silva, and his role is project sponsor. So his responsibility is to give final approval to amend project documentation, recognize impact papers, produce impact reports. That's me, Thejana Perera. My role is resource manager. So here are my responsibilities. So likewise, we have several team members here, and we have defined their responsibility and role here. So next is communication management. So the first one we're looking at is stakeholder communication management plan. So we can, as we see, we have defined all the contact details and stakeholders' responsibility and the responsible position of our team here. So as an example, so the stakeholder name is the supplier contact name, contact details, and his objective is to say a breadth of funds and risk to the maintenance of stock levels, keep the supply informed about the project development. So the frequency is weekly, and the responsible person is project manager, which is Prabodhi. And next is communication matrix. So communication matrix is another major concern of project management. As of our project, public transport top-up card system implementation, here is communication matrix. So we have meetings, feedback forms, webinars, workshops, and the objectives here provided separately for each communication type, and medium face-to-face reports, documents, frequency, audience, and owner deliverable. So next is risk management. This is the most important thing in this project. So we have defined risks, and Consequences, likelihood, we have defined it in a medium, low, and high impact of the same risk factor response, resources, risk on, and plan response state. So we have to carefully understand risk and response accordingly. So as an example, based on a project, so this risk is delays in project planning due to lack of coordination or unclear understanding. So the consequence of this risk is project timeline may be impacted. So the likelihood is medium, impact is medium, but the risk factor is high. So response is mitigation, resources project management, and risk on is Prabodhi, and she has to give a response date here. The next is project feasibility. So the feasibility discussion, we have several feasibility discussions here. Technical feasibility, so we have to examine the viability of connecting card systems, car public transport systems, and the financial feasibility, calculate project expenses of establishing the card, and we have to get expenses of hardware, software, staff, and marketing as well. And the next is operational feasibility. To know how the card system will work. And next is legal feasibility. Examine the local laws and regulations to ensure the implementation meets all the legal requirements, and demand feasibility and sustainability. That's it for our project report. Thank you very much.